Okay, welcome to today's Saturday Learn and Earn. It's Russ Field calling in from quasi-overcast Vancouver, Canada. And what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about launching your CCN business and really what to say. We had an opportunity this week to do some learning. One of the things we have is a Kaizen approach. So anytime that we as admins have a chance to learn from the field, we take that information in, create a solution, and that is the reason why I'm going to do the Learn and Earn this morning. So this is going to be what we need to do to be able to launch people into their business side. So one of the biggest challenges that people have is what to say. Like, what do I say to people? What do I say? So what we're going to do is I'm going to first talk about getting people who have already been prospected, people you've already, they've already been in the funnel system, you've already called them back, and they're ready to get going. And so one of the things, the first thing you need to do, of course, is, you need to get them to fund their account. And, we have videos on how to do this, guys. So I think the easiest way to do this is to basically just say, look at, just sign up. Put your information in. So it's sign up, put in your info, and from there, don't click on free or choose any package. And now this is for those of you who already have Bitcoin in your reserve wallet. So what you're going to do is you're going to use the PIF system, or the pay it forward system. And you're going to put yourself in a position where you're going to go into your back office and you're going to see that person. So we're going to go in the back office and we're going to see that person, okay? And the individual who signed up is going to be found in your holding tank. And from there, all you do is you just click pay membership. And it's going to be coming from your reserve wallet. So you click basic or premium. So you're basically going to forward them $15 of crypto or $49 of crypto. And by doing this, it's instant. So you could be talking on a phone. I've done this like at least a dozen times. So you could be talking on the phone and saying, okay, sign up right now. They go on their cell phone and boom, boom, boom. They're signed up in 30 seconds. Their name shows up in here. You find their name, and then you simply just click on whether they're basic or premium based on what they do, and you pay, okay? Now, this is how this is all going to work out. And this is a conversation. So this is the payment conversation. So it goes something like this. And I'm going to just use this, even though Barry sponsored me, we're going to flip the switch here and just, make it easy. But basically, and I'm going to actually, Bear, I'm going to unmute you here. Just give me 1 second, guys. Okay, Bear, you're unmuted now, or at least it should be. Yeah, there you are. Okay, so I'd be like, okay, Bear, what is your goal in Crypto Cash Nation? Do you want to just learn,
2 secs, guys.
Or do you want to learn and earn?
My goal in Crypto Cash Nation. Can you hear me?
Yeah, so what is your, we can hear you. So what is your goal, Barry, in crypto? So you're in the process of signing up right now. You've already put your data in. I can see you in my back office. So this is my launching you conversation. This is very important to have this conversation with every person. If you had any responsibility doing this business, it's to have this convo. So Barry, what is your goal? Do you want to just learn how to trade and use the courses, or do you want to learn and earn and get your course fees paid for out of commissions by sharing with two?
Yes, both of those is what my plan is.
Okay. So what I'm going to say is, let's say you say the first one. I just want to learn how to trade, right? So you tell me I just want to learn how to trade, Russ.
Russ, I just really want to learn how to trade.
Okay, that's great. Well, what we have is we have 3 courses. The first 2 courses are going to be free. The third course is $15 a week. Now, the first couple of courses can take you about 3 to 4 hours. And the third course you know, the content is ongoing. We continually put content in there, and we grow you as a trader. So with that, what I would suggest is that you start off with a couple $100 of Bitcoin. Now, I know you don't have Bitcoin, Barry, but I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pay it forward for a second for you to get you a reserve wallet. So you have a reserve wallet like me, and then I can transfer you instantaneously Bitcoin, and you're going to use that Bitcoin over the next, say, you know, 60 days in that $15 course to be able to, you know, to be able to learn as you go and trade. Is that okay with you, Barry?
Oh, yes, most definitely.
Okay, great. So what I need you to do is, here's my PayPal address, blah, blah, blah. I need you to PayPal me $200. And what I'll do is I will send you an additional $185 of Bitcoin, because I've already paid the 15 for you to give you that wallet as soon as that shows up my wallet. Now, Barry lives close to me. So if Barry lives close to me, I'd say, okay, Barry, go grab a couple $100, come over to my house, give me $200 in cash. And while you're at my house, and Barry and I have done this before, I will just simply click a button in my back office, and I will transfer you the Bitcoin. And you just simply go to finance, you go to transfer, and here I would put in Faith Works, and I would, you know, the other day Barry bought some Bitcoin off me. He needed some more Bitcoin, so I sent him $152 of Bitcoin, right? So basically that's how you do it, and this is instant. Put the username in, Faith Works, put in how much money, and then basically boom, you transfer it, confirm the transfer, and I just sent Barry $5 while we're sitting here watching it. That's how fast it is, guys. It's instantaneous.
Yeah.
So now what we've done is we've overcome any sort of bottleneck in getting people involved in Crypto Cash Nation because they don't have any Bitcoin. We've solved the problem. It's solved. It's done. It's over. You never have to worry about that again. So what do you need to do as a business builder? What I would strongly suggest you do is I would strongly suggest, based on what your goals are on the business building side, I would suggest you appropriately fund your reserve wallet in Crypto Cash Nation with that amount of cash. That could be $50, it could be $100, it could be $200. It really depends on how fast you want to grow this. When I started, I think I put about $300 in, or $350 in when I started, because we only had a $15 product, and I looked at it and said, well, I'm probably going to sponsor about 15 to 20 people in my first 3 hours to 2 or 3 days, and that's exactly what I did. I just got on the phone and got it done. And I had this conversation with everyone. So even though I did that, I was able to keep that money moving in the account. So because they were paying me back through PayPal, then I could go and buy some more Bitcoin somewhere else, which I didn't really need to, because, you know, I make Bitcoin every day in this. So this is a very, very important conversation to have. And this question, do you just want to learn how to trade and use the course, or do you want to learn and earn to get your courses paid? Because remember, there's two ways you can build this, two ways to build. And what are they? They're fast and slow. So I could go to Barry too. Now this is the second side. Barry says, well, heck, I want to get my courses for free. Barry is as Scottish as Russ Field. So he wants to get free stuff. Free stuff is wonderful, where you never have to pay for it again. So Barry say, yeah, Russ, I want to be able to build this to get my course for free. Oh, sorry, Barry. I muted Barry again. So Barry just said that to me in secret. So at that point, I'm like, okay, do you want to build this fast or slow, Bear? And he's going to go, well, I want to build it fast. I'll say, okay, great. If you want to build it fast, what we're going to do is we're going to, you know, based on that, you're going to help people get started. So I would suggest, do you have a couple $100 or $300? I know you've been in these businesses before and you're used to dropping 500 to $2,000, but you have $200 to $300 to get started to put in here so you can help fund your people. Remember, even though you're putting it into your reserve wallet, it's not like you're buying a product that's disappearing. You're putting it in your reserve wallet and you're using that to fund your business. But when you're funding your business and you're helping other people out, what's happening is they're paying you the cash back. So you're never losing that original $200 to $300. It's not going to the ether in someone else's pocket. You're always getting it back, either in cash or in PayPal, or, if someone has a goat and you want a goat and it's a $300 goat, get their goat. I don't know, whatever. The wonderful thing about Bitcoin and this whole peer-to-peer industry is we're getting back to the original barter system of how it should be, where you and I find value in something, we make an agreement between each other with no middleman, with no lawyers and bankers to go screw us and screw it up, and we have the ability based on a fair trade to make that trade. So whatever is currency to you, you can trade that when you're giving someone Bitcoin, whatever floats your boat. So the great thing about this is you have total freedom to be able to do whatever you want in the system, and it's instantaneous, guys. You should be able to sign someone up basically within about 3 minutes. And there's very few companies out there that have the ability to be able to do that. They're always waiting for people to be able to buy their Bitcoin. So if you're a business person, take the responsibility to purchase the Bitcoin yourself or to get it from your upline who might have it, and then put that in your system and allow the pay it forward how we coded it. There's a lot of coding that went into this to make it work so that you can, so you can be in a position to make it grow fast. And if a person wants to go fast, I'd say the same thing. Either way, I'd say, hey, you need to put $200 or $300 in your account. One is going to pay for your courses if you're not going to do anything, or if you're going to build it slow, then you never have to worry about a weekly fee of $15 or $49 coming out. And if you're going to build it fast, you're never going to have to worry about a $15 fee or a $49 fee coming out, because you've got a couple other people, or 5 or 6 or 10 or whatever it is, who have gotten started. And if you have this conversation right in the beginning when you're launching people, you are never going to have any communication challenges. There's never going to be any errors of omission. It's just simply straight. Do you want to learn how to trade, or do you want to get paid, or do you want to do both? What is it? And either way, they're going to put $200 to $300 in, use the system to be able to get it, and there you go. Now, if you don't use the system because you don't have Bitcoin and you haven't done that yet, that's okay. Go to uphold.com, sign up for free, take a couple pictures of yourself. It takes 10 minutes. They'll A-OK it within about 20 minutes to an hour. They're really, really quick. You can attach your credit card or bank card to that, and you can buy whatever currency you want. You can buy currencies, gold, silver, and I think up to 20 to 30 different cryptocurrencies now. So the greatest thing is we have the ability to do that. So I wanted to make sure that either way, you are setting the precedent to make sure that you are in fact helping properly launch your people with at least 200 to 300 USD in BTC or Dash as we come to Dash, okay? So that's very, very important you guys do this, because then there's never going to be any challenges moving forward, and people are going to understand, what's going on with that. Now, the next question is why weekly versus monthly, okay? So we've had this conversation a lot this week with a couple different leaders, is why do we do this weekly versus monthly? Because we're used in this industry to paying, $100 to $200 for something every single month. The challenge with that, and I think everybody on the call would agree with me, is that human nature states that 95% of people don't do anything until they have to, until there's a sense of urgency. Now, a sense of urgency can come in many different ways, but mostly in this industry, the sense of urgency is based on month end, right? So on month end, and if you don't purchase, so if you don't purchase, you typically lose your, saved, your saved points or whatever that is. And some people have, tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of saved points. So out of fear, what they're doing is at the end of the month, they're like going, oh my God, I got to buy my thing again. I got to buy my thing again. And then you got a bunch of people on a credit card system, and some people even forget about what the heck they've been buying, especially if it's a service, especially if it's only $15 or $60. They just don't even pay attention. And next thing you know is they're getting docked and they're getting docked and they're getting docked. And the leaders are making money even though people aren't engaging in the process of that business at all. Now, in the co-op, we made a decision right in the beginning to be trailblazers. We didn't want to utilize the credit card, and we've had multiple conversations on this, and sometimes we've been split on the issue, but we didn't want to. Overall, we've made the decision that we don't want to put ourselves in a position to utilize the credit card where if you don't have the commissions in your back office, then we've got a credit card that's tied to the account, and then we can automatically debit your credit card. Now, the reason we didn't want to do that is because we want you being with Crypto Cash Nation because you want to learn, or we want you to be with Crypto Cash Nation because you want to trade, but you don't have the risk capital. So you're using the Synergy Loop system and what's happening out there in the environment to bring people in so that you can make those, that extra capital so that you can put it towards trading. So when you take a look at weekly versus monthly, typically what happens is this, is you get into a business and you sit there for about 3 weeks and you do nothing for 3 weeks. And then after 3 weeks, generally you get an email or, whoever's, you've been dealing with goes, hey, you know what, like, are you doing this or not? Because, month end's coming up and, in order for you to keep your position or keep the points of the people that put underneath you or whatever it is, there's a bunch of different fear-based factors there. You're going to need to buck up. You got to pay. Let's go. Right. And that conversation happens a lot. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I hate that conversation. And I always hated that conversation. And hate is a strong word. So if I say I hate something, I'm telling you, I freaking hate it. I don't even dislike that conversation. I just never liked having a conversation where I had to call someone up and say, hey, are you paying this month or not? That's just, it's totally cheesy. It's terrible. It's unprofessional, because people who get into business should have enough gumption where they've got their affairs in order and they want to get stuff done. So one of the reasons why, with monthly, why a lot of companies do that is to be able to basically fear-base them into that. Also, they also know that most people don't take care of their finances properly. So because it's only coming up once a month, they're not going to notice it. So even if they're dormant for 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 months before they do anything about it, now they've got a whole garage full or closet full of stuff that they're not using. And the upline has continued to make money based off the fallacy that these people are actually still in the business, but they're not. The co-op is totally different, guys. And because we've chosen from a strategic point of view to be that, different company, all of us who are in the co-op are going to have to show that level of responsibility to be able to have this conversation with people so that they know that this is a weekly gig. Now, why is it a weekly gig? It's a weekly gig because we pay out instantly. Now, if we paid out once a month, we would be paying monthly. If we paid out once a week, we would probably be paying out monthly. But because everything you do here is weekly pay, even the matching bonus overrides are paid out instantly, which is phenomenal for any company for them to even program that in. But because we're doing everything weekly and we have instant pay, it just made sense from a human behavior point of view to get people on with the deal. So it's like, look at, the reason we're starting you off, whether it's fast or slow with the $200, is that in the next week, you're going to be in a position that if you're just learning how to trade, we want to keep you in the course that you've chosen because you've chosen it. Now, at any time that if you want to take that money, if you decide you don't want to do this and you want to take that Bitcoin and send it back to your external wallet, you're going to be a free member. That's okay. So we're not taking anything away from them. We're just basically saying, you're going to be in a position where you still get these other courses, and that's how it is. So weekly, instant pay with weekly is going to allow all of you to start to get those emails every single day. I think I got 8 or 9 emails yesterday, or you got paid, you got paid, you got paid. And I like those emails. Those are really, really cool. I want to get 800 emails a day doing that over the next, 3 to 6 months. So looking at that, when you're paying out weekly, what it's doing is it's setting that level of urgency, and it's built into the comp plan now because of the instant pay. So now it's about, now what's going to happen is your business can speed up because you're prefacing people in the business properly, because you're setting them up to succeed, not setting them up to fail. So that's why these things are very, important. That's one of the reasons I want to discuss launching people, into the business. So, typically you just save points, where with instant pay and weekly, it sets, it sets a level of urgency for people to get going right away, right? For people to launch instantly. Okay, so that's what I wanted to be able to talk about with respect to that. Now, it's interesting. I spent a little bit of time this week. I've been busy just learning this Mac and, doing a ton of editing stuff. It's like I'm putting myself through university again. It's crazy. But in between all the calls and stuff like that, I've had an opportunity to deal with some of my personals finally, which was awesome, and start to talk to them about the rapid funnel system. And I'm telling you, this system is extremely important. And some of these guys, and two of these guys have built massive organizations before. And so what I did just over the phone, and I need you guys to do this. It's very, very important to do this. Why is rapid funnel so important to your business? Rapid funnel is so important to your business because it makes building a name list fun, period. If you don't have a name list in business, you have nothing. Just like if you're a McDonald's, if you don't have the proper location, you are not going to be there in 5 years. It's just that simple. Your business, when you're starting it, is always about your list. And every single person in their cell phone who's on this call today, I guarantee you have between 300 and probably about 16 or 17,000 contacts, depending upon what you've done in this industry, in your cell phone. So the question is are you going to get this done? Are you going to go after it? And when you take a look at the videos that we have in our rapid funnel training series that gets sent out to you guys, the very first 3-minute video is what to do to launch your business. Number 1 is funding your account. Number 2 is downloading Rapid Funnel. What do you have to do to download Rapid Funnel? Well, basically, you just go to rapidfunnel.com on your iOS or your Apple phone. You see the little, the green and blue, Rapid Funnel. It's going to be RF with the swooshy thing. You download it. You get it in your phone. You put in your demographic data. You put new user, and it's Crypto Cash Nation. And once you do that, now you're going to get this screen. When you get this screen, of course, your screen's going to have all zeros in it because you haven't started yet. And you're going to go to this blue button here with this person with the plus sign. You're going to click on it, and then up here in the top corner, there's going to be 2 cell phone little icons that have a little arrow between them or a little dash between them. You're going to click on that icon, and I did this with 2 of my leaders yesterday because they hadn't done this yet, and I got on them. I was on them like a bat on an insect. And I said, why the hell are you not using Rapid Funnel yet? Because I can see who's using it, right? So I got a little angry, to be honest with you. I got a little bit perturbed because I work way too hard to put all this stuff together for people not to use it. It drives me insane, especially when this is going to blow your business up. And they're just ignorant. And now ignorant doesn't mean stupid, okay? Just so you understand. They were ignorant because they hadn't watched any of the videos yet. They didn't know what this is going to do for them. And when I showed them what to do on this and they pressed the buttons, the first word out of both their mouths was, oh my God. Because they're leaders and they understand the hardest thing for a leader to do, and the thing that you fight with people the most in building any home-based endeavor is to get them to write their bloody name list down. Because if a person doesn't put their name list down on a piece of paper, nothing is going to happen. They're going to procrastinate, and all of a sudden there's going to be some shiny, some shiny thing somewhere down the road, and they're going to throw, 10,000 of their last dollars toward it because it's paying out 4% a day because they don't have any clue on what, capitalization is in the markets. And next thing you know is they've lost their last $10,000 when they could have used that to buy Bitcoin and a bunch of other, wonderful platform type currencies, understanding what to do through us in the next couple months they could have put that risk capital to better use for their family. And they just basically just peed it all away because they didn't know any better, right? And so what we need to do is we need to launch people properly. So if you're going to spend the time to get a person who's a prospect, you better spend the time to launch them properly. That's your only responsibility in this. We've taken care of everything else for you guys. Like, all you have to do really is just use your index finger in this business. You know, ask those couple of questions, get them started right, and then it's like fund your account, rapid funnel. And this is going to, because once that person clicked that sync button and I heard, oh my God, the reason they said, oh my God, was like, this is actually fun. And I could hear them clicking away, just adding people, add. And it was just like Tinder, Bumblebee, you know, how the millennials, you know, so they date these days, I guess, you know, but they're just basically just clicking on this app, add. And they're looking at it and going, oh man, I can put stars in here. So I can, because this Dr. K guy, he's super sharp. He's a 5-star. You know, and this other guy, well, he's a 4-star. Well, those are the people I want to talk to first. Okay, so this is actually separating the wheat from the chaff in my name list based on influence. Now, when I say separate wheat from the chaff, I'm talking about business. I'm not talking about humanity or, a person's character. I'm talking specifically about the busiest people who get stuff done because they reprioritize their schedules, because they understand the value of what we have here and how quickly this can financially change their lives and the people around them. And then all of a sudden, he's just sitting there and he's like, you know, he's putting in 20, 30, 40, 50 contacts as I'm talking to him on the phone. And next thing you know, he's isolating. He's like, well, what else can I do? I'm like, well, do you think they want to look at the opportunity of the product? He goes, oh man, they're all crypto guys. Okay, he says, well, just slide them into the product slot. And then obviously he goes, how many emails come on? I'm like, 17. I says, you haven't watched the video yet, have you? No. And then all of a sudden he's going, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Because as a leader, they intrinsically knew as soon as it was simple enough to sync their cell phone contact list with this rapid funnel system, they knew their business was built, because the number of contacts that they could put into the system or that they had. And then they're starting to think about, man, what if I had leads? You know, what if I could put leads into this and talk to the leads first so I can get a better, opt-in rate? Because that's very, very important. You just don't want to leave. Like, one gentleman has thousands of people on his LinkedIn account. And he's like, well, can I put all my LinkedIn people into rapid funnel? I says, absolutely you can. I says, you can import them right in there. I says, but if you do that, make sure that you have a conversation with them via text or message through LinkedIn first to say, hey, you know, I'm doing this educational co-op. It's super cool. You got to take a look at this. Do you have are you cool with getting on my email list? Yes or no? And if they say yes, boom, you put them on the email list, and then you let Rapid Funnel do the rest, right? And then the second part of Rapid Funnel that we've done is we have a video series that comes out to you guys who are affiliates, because this first 30 days is free. So you want to get every single person the first day they're involved in Rapid Funnel and get their name list. And if you do that, you've basically already won. That's the key to this, guys. You have already won if you use this technology, because it's going to do it for you. Like, we talked to a lady the other day, and she was, she spends all of her time training people, training people, like one-on-one. And I'm like, wow, been there, done that, 1,600 hours last year, never going to do it again. That's why we built the co-op. So now, instead of training people all day and going through the same information, all she has to do is just funnel people into Crypto Cash Nation, add the Rapid Funnel system, and then let them take a look at what our educational choices are for them, and then they can make a decision to be able to get involved in there. And she makes more money than you can shake a stick at. So it's very, very important for the Rapid Funnel system. And then the last thing is the getting started training. Right? And to know the getting started training, what we want to do is we want to know and understand what what people are actually getting as customers. Now, the greatest thing about this is, if you want to know everything about this, all you have to do is you just go to cryptocashnation.com. And you go to the front page, and on the front page, right here, this is an 11-minute video that goes through the basic, intermediate, and premium courses. So everything you would want to know about that. So someone comes and says, well, you know, what do you guys have? You can, if you want to, you can send them here so they can watch this. Or what you do is you get them into your drip system and let the drip system do it. Because we have 17 videos of about 3 minutes long, most of them, that go through this. And I actually did a 3-minute video on free, a 3-minute video on basic, and a 3-minute video on premium and I put them at number 3, 6, and 9 in the drip system in Rapid Funnel. So not only is there a whole bunch of stuff about Crypto Cash Nation and our educational process and, you know, different videos that lead to the next one, but there's also the actual, you know, what we have as our services in there for you guys as well. So if you want, you can send people to these videos. If you guys want to know the whole compensation plan, like every page of it in detail, this is every single page of our compensation plan in detail, right on the home page for you. If you want to be in a position to be able to show people the overviews that we do on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, this is the most favorite overview that everybody seems to like. It's 35 minutes long. You can come to the opportunity page and you can go here. Now, if you're Spanish, if you have Spanish speaking people, everything that we have now is in Spanish, guys. So that means that you can, even with respect to the video, you know, a person can click on Spanish with the CC, and of course, everything's going to come up for them. And, you know, we got the Spanish subtitles on everything. Okay, so we are 100% fully compliant in Spanish as well as English. So let's grab those leaders who are Espanol and get them in and get them on the phone and get them going. So to launch, you fund the account. We've talked about what our questions are to be able to do that. We need to know what the products are. Easiest way to do that is to just get people right to the website. It's done for you. Press the button. Remember, don't be the tool, promote the tools, right? I never want to be a tool in business again. And it's kind of a funny statement because it's really kind of a double entendre when you think about it. But it's such a true statement because I'll tell you that if you try to teach everybody everything yourself, you are going to lose your life and lose your mind in this business. And as an administrator of the co-op, as well as my cohorts, because we're all very, you know, who have developed this with us, you know, we all agreed that we wanted a push button company. We wanted a push button system, which would make it easier for you guys to share. Because remember, the most important thing of our co-op is for you to be able to learn how to trade. So if you're spending all of your time teaching people how to be able to get started and do all this kind of stuff versus using the videos to help you out, that means you don't have the time to go into CryptoZ's, whether it's the Slack group, you know, that we're launching this weekend, or at least I think we are, or the you know, or the courses themselves, to be able to start to learn for yourself how to build that so important crypto portfolio. Remember, guys, Bitcoin yesterday was at $6,100. Okay, $6,100. Now that's still about 150 or 40% over what it was last year. So everything's everything's honky boo there. The thing is it doesn't really bother us too much that Bitcoin was there, because the likelihood is as the capital comes back to the market, Bitcoin's probably not going to be 55% of the market like it was in 2017, or about 37 to 40% like it is in 2018. You know, it's probably next year it'll go down even more, because what's happening is the smart capital that's coming into the market, they're not looking at getting a whole bunch of different types of tokens. They're looking at focusing on those tokens that are going to be the Berkshire Hathaways and the Coca-Colas and the IBMs and the Apples of the future that the whole internet is built upon. And that's what we teach here. That's the different, you know, if you want differentiation between what we teach in Crypto Cash Nation versus anybody else out there, it's the fact that we specifically teach those things because CryptoZ understands this market so well, and he understands the fundamentals of it. and where it's going from a futurist point of view, that if we're going to take our risk capital and potentially make a decision to put it towards anything, we want to put it towards those future Berkshire Hathaways and those future, Coca-Colas and IBMs, because that's how we're going to build a massive legacy for our kids. Now, this is the exciting thing about Crypto Cash Nation now. Now, the media right now is not talking about Bitcoin and crypto too much because Bitcoin is at where it's at. Now, that's fine. But what we can do, because of the way our compensation plan is we can get people started and say, look, if you're ever going to want to learn how to trade, you want to learn how to trade when the market's depressed because everything's on sale. So if we're in a position where we can make Bitcoin daily too, like I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I think I made like $85 in Bitcoin. Okay, so it's not setting the world on fire. But remember, I'm not spending a lot of time at all with my team. I'm spending time, administering and managing as much as I can to get these things all set and ready for you guys to launch. So 18 hours of my day is spent not in my team where it should be. It's basically helping the company, move forward with all the stuff we're doing. Same with Crypto Z. So $86 is $86 in Bitcoin. Now, the way I look at that is this, is if I can keep that in there, and Bitcoin goes back up and hits its previous high, let's say it does that at Christmas time. I'm not saying that it is or it isn't, but let's just hypothetically say that Bitcoin goes back on the rise, capital comes in the market. Any Bitcoin that you make today, whether it's $10, whether it's $2, whether it's $4, whether it's $30 commission off of a person coming out 49, if you have the ability to hold that in your reserve account, or even put it to another wallet or a cold storage wallet, by Christmas time, what if the market goes up to its previous high? Then you've just made another 80%. So does it make sense to get this going now while Bitcoin is at such a low price? Because that means that you're going to be in a position that as the price raises, and the same with Dash, you're going to have a significant more amount of potentiality of that because you got busy now, right? So I just wanted you guys to understand the fact that in essence, we could be double dipping in a really, really big way, based on the fact that the market is where it is. Okay, so that's it. And then the third part of the whole launch system is the getting started training. And what you guys need to do is go in the back office, and you need to simply just download this. And this just tells us what our weekly webinars are, who our support team is, what are your goals? What are your goals? Okay, let me just do this here because this is just driving me absolutely insane here. Can I look at this through this thing? Yeah, that doesn't work either. Okay, here we go. Well, it works now. That's awesome. Okay. That's better. Okay, here we go. So looking at this, Windows 10, 60 megs of RAM, and I'm paging up and it won't work. It just blows my mind. Okay, here we go. So looking at this, getting started in 7 days, here's your weekly webinars, everything you need to know. What's your 7-day goal? I hope your 7-day goal is to get your 4 and to help your 4 get your 4. Right? Because when you look at that, when you get your 4 and you help your 4 get your 4, I'm probably going to have to log in again here when I get to here, but let me just check this out. This is absolutely the Rosetta Stone. This is the cornerstone. This is the foundation of any team or organization that you're going to build. And it's the most important thing that you need to have in your head. And it's always, if I can help 4 people bring 4 people in, that means my course is always paid for. And the 4 people below me's course is always paid for. And if I can even help those 4 bring in 4, then I'm in a better situation. And even at the $15 level, when you look at that, 4 and 4. Let's just go down two levels here. Looking at this, at the $15 level, you got $76. What are you going to do? You're going to go into your back office and you're into your dashboard, and you're going to click up here. It's going to say basic. You're going to switch it to premium, and now you're premium. You're going to start to teach your people who are doing the same thing to do the same, because now what's happening is your commissions are going to always pay for your course because you've done that. And if you just keep adding 4x4 in, what happens is your income is just going to steadily go up. 84 members, $808, right? You know, if it's at 49, $2,400. You know, you do a 4x4, have 84 people, is $2,400. So looking at that, if you just keep doing that, once you get your 4, you know, then go and put another 4 in personally. You know, keep your, you know, your 4s will do whatever they do, but let's just say they stay like that. And next thing you know is you got 168 people, but because you've got 8 now you're making $95,000 a year with 168 people. It's, you know, the wonderful thing about this math is, remember, there's no buy-in, right? Big point with people. There's no buy-in here, guys. It's just $49 out of your pocket once from your external wallet, and you probably put another 150 to maybe $300 in to be able to help your team get started. But remember, when you're helping your team get started, what are they doing? They're paying you either through PayPal or cash for the Bitcoin that you're sending them. So you're not out of pocket anything except for that first $49 or that first $15. So I wanted to make sure you guys understood the power of that. Get your 4x4 first, upgrade if that's what you want to do, and then go and get your second 4x4. And next thing you know is you're in a position where, you know, that's happening. I don't even know what to, you know, oh, this is interesting. 680 people, $17,000. This is even better than what we show you on our compensation plan, guys. You know, which I love. I love the fact that, you know, when you can mess around with this and figure out what your specific career path is going to be, you know, you can find the number that works for you, and then you go and attack that number. But make sure when you attack that number, you have those conversations first that we talked about, you know, and go from there. And then, of course, what are these? Daily income producing activities, list building. Well, how hard is it to build a list when you're pressing a button and syncing your contacts in your phone? Sharing and presenting, that's all basically done with your rapid funnel system. And if people call you, or if you have some people who you know are looking at your hot prospects, you can simply just bring them to the overview or get them to the website where they can go to opportunity or watch the front page and do that. And the last thing you want to do is the 3-way follow-up to be able to do that. And, you know, and that's something we've been doing a lot of that with some of you this week, doing 3-way follow-ups, you know, to be able to lock people into the business and to be able to get them going, right? So here it is. Build the list, quality share, presentation, 3-way follow-up. Build a list, quality share, presentation, 3-way follow-up. Most of this is contained in your rapid funnel system. And then, of course, for those people who are a little bit, you know, less inclined to, you know, do stuff, they might want to put their top people, you know, on here. And this just talks about the type of people who you would be 5-starring or 4-starring, right? Because these are generally the most influential people that you know that have, you know, titles of professions like this. So that's basically all I wanted to share with today. That's a proper launch strategy that should overcome any challenges that you guys have as you're launching your business. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to stop recording.